and sure. Lean upon the Savior, and thy soul is secure. Where he leads, I'll follow, follow all the way. Where he leads, I'll follow, follow Jesus every day. Great, thank you all. A few announcements tonight. Let's remember Dave Rowland's dad, David Meredith. His dad is back in the hospital in California with a number of infections. It's part of the whole cancer battle he's in, and he's not doing well. David came back. He was there last week. He came back this week, but he's going back again this weekend. I think his sister may still be out there with her dad. Lyle Randall's doing much better. He said he is completely recovered now from COVID. So if you want to swing by to see him, he loves visitors. Dathan and Anna Hickman welcome baby Emerson yesterday about 3 in the morning. I'm sure it was an exciting night. Bless her. Really bless her, because the baby was 9 pounds, 9 ounces. And little Emerson and Mama are doing good. By the way, Edith has a sign-up sheet for meals. We want to try to get them some meals. Not this week. Dathan's parents are in town to help, but starting next week. Is that right, Edith? Okay, very good. My niece's son, Ezra, Doug, you always ask about Ezra. Ezra had his 4th and final heart surgery, open heart surgery, yesterday. He's 2 years old, and everything went great. They're keeping him completely sedated so that the drainage tubes and everything, he won't pull at them. But thankfully it went good, and we're just hoping he won't have to have a heart transplant down the road at some point. But just keep praying for little Ezra. Got some precious pictures. In fact, Ezra's older sister, Adelaide. Babe, how old is Adelaide? She's 4 or 5, and Ezra is sedated, but he heard another baby crying, and he opened his eyes, and he said, "Mama, is that my sister?" He was so concerned that she was crying, and it's just, that child is so precious. Okay. Now that I've got tears. I think there was somebody else I was going to mention I just thought of. Maybe it'll come back to me. This Sunday is our 4th Sunday fellowship meal, so everybody is welcome. Please bring some food and drinks to share. Our drinks are really down right now, so we're preferring cans just because the 2 liters, they go bad so quickly. You know, open them up and drink half of it, then it's, well, you know what I'm saying. So, Hillbrook Camp, a week from this weekend. It'll be Friday, October 3rd. We'll open camp up at 4:30 p.m. And by the way, Keith got back safely tonight from his trip. He drove all the way from Kansas yesterday. But he had a wonderful time out west. Mobile Meal Ministry will be October 5th after worship. And keep it kind of on your thoughts on your calendar. Our annual fall festival will be here Friday, October 31st from 5:30 to 7. And we had well over 100. Sue, do you remember how many we had? Yeah, about 150 last year. It just keeps growing every year, so we'll look forward to that chance we have to love in our community. And then we got the Christenberry annual fall festival cupcake walk that we host. Edith, we're looking good, aren't we? Got plenty of cupcakes? Okay, very good. All right, well, I will turn you all loose to your questions. Enjoy your time. Tammany, introduce us to your parents. Wonderful. Well, welcome, guys. So happy to have you. Come to us from Jackson, Tennessee. Out west, as they say. All right, enjoy. time of study.
Oh, I meant to make a suggestion.
What was the suggestion?
I meant to make a suggestion that we read this one time, have whoever's doing the announcements and all that, say, okay, let's read our passage.
That would be good, so
Everybody hears it all
Yes,
together.
that
We
would
don't,
be good.
everybody's
That would
not
be
reading
Yes.
over each other. Did I remember? No. So, who wants to read 25, 31 through 46? Anybody? Anybody? Or we can split it up if you need to.
I will. But when the Son of Man comes in his glory, and all the angels with him, then he will sit upon his glorious throne. All the nations will be gathered in his presence, and he will separate the people as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will place the sheep at his right hand and the goats at his left. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you fed me. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me into your home. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you cared for me. I was in prison, and you visited me." Then those righteous ones will reply, "Lord, when did we ever see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? Or a stranger and show your hospitality, or naked and give you clothing? When did we ever see you sick or in prison and visit you?" And the king will say, "I tell you the truth. When you did it to one of the least of these, my brothers and sisters, you were doing it to me." Then the king will turn to those on the left and say, "Away with you, you cursed ones, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his demons. For I was hungry, and you didn't feed me. I was thirsty, and you didn't give me a drink. I was a stranger, and you didn't invite me into your home. I was naked, and you didn't give me clothing. I was sick and in prison, and you didn't visit me." Then they will reply, "Lord, when did we ever see you hungry or thirsty or a stranger or naked or sick in the prison and not visit you?" And he will answer, "I tell you the truth, when you refused to help the least of these, my brothers and sisters, you were refusing to help me." And they will go away into eternal punishment, but the righteous will go into eternal life.
All right. So just notice, look back at the last from chapter 23. You had the 7 woes that Jesus gave to the teachers and the Pharisees, the teachers of the law and the Pharisees, and all those woes. And then you had them, they were leaving the temple, and as they're walking away, they're admiring their buildings and their temples, and he tells them about, number one, the destruction of Jerusalem that's pending, but also the Son of Man. Nobody knows when the Son of Man will return. From that point forward, at least not in mine, there is no break. It's straight Jesus talking. Just from the day and the hour unknown, the parable of the 10 virgins, the parable of the bags of gold, the sheep and the goats that we're going to look at tonight. All of this is related. And there's, you get a feel, after a while, you kind of feel the same, it has the same feel to it. It has different aspects that are being pointed out or that are being, kind of emphasized. But it doesn't break. There's no break in all of this. He says, again, it's like this. Again, it's like this. Or it's like this. Or,
This one is more pointed.
it's very,
Correct.
it's very, because it's the last one, isn't it? Because after this, you have, that you start with,
It's like he doesn't water it down, he doesn't brush anything under the rug, or try to make it sound better than it's really gonna be.
well, all those times that Jesus before all this, before he would say, it's not time, it's not time, it's not time. Well, now it's time. And he's telling his apostles, he's addressing the teachers and the Pharisees. He has addressed them. He's addressed his followers, those that are following after him. He's addressing those that are on the outside looking in. They're not really sure, whether or not he is who he says he is. And so all of these things, it's really interesting to me that that they each kind of emphasize a little bit different. We have always broken them into, okay, tonight we're going to study the parable of the 10 virgins, and we talk of the story, and it's like it's all right there together, and then we're done, and we move to the next thing. And the parable of the 10 virgins, what do you remember? The parable of the 10 virgins, we talked about the fact that they were not what?
Prepared.
They weren't prepared to be, they weren't prepared for what was coming, for the bridegroom. And they wanted the others to give them what they needed. And we also said then that they, what else did we say about them? Who's responsible for their stuff?
They are.
They are responsible
We're each
for their stuff, for their own salvation, for their own attitudes and heart and all those things. Then you had the parable of the bags of gold, and you had the landowner or the owner of, I can't remember what you call it. He's got
Master.
yeah, he's just a master, and he has 5 bags of gold he gives to one, 2 bags he gives to another, and 1 bag to another. And he doesn't tell them what to do with it. They're just supposed to take care of it. However they see fit. I don't exactly know. So the first one does what?
He goes out and uses it wisely and multiplies his.
Makes
twice
it,
as
doubles
much.
it, and makes 5 more. So now he's got 10. The second one does the same. And the third one did what?
He buried his in the ground and didn't use it.
Okay, so when the master came back, what did he say? What did he say to them?
He told the one that he had done good and that he would be given more and everything. And he told the second one he had done with his as he should, and he would give him more. But the other one, he called him a wicked and foolish for not using it.
Okay, so so this boiled down to what? I mean, what did we kind of conclude?
This little Bible recap is where I do my devotionals. But it's on that one, it says that the third one does with his money, he buries it. Not only does he miss out on the master's joy, but when the master gives his talents to number 1, to the first servant, he loses the very thing he was trying to protect. He accuses the master of being a hard and unfair man, but the text reveals the opposite. The master invites his servants into joy. When you're trying to serve a God you don't know or trust, you will always miss the mark.
That's well said. There's some great points in there. All right, so that kind of gets us then, having seen those two, because it talked about throwing that worthless servant outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And it goes right into the next one. When the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, he will sit on his glorious throne. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate the people from one another, sheep on the right, on his right, and the goats on his left. Is God right-handed?
This one now.
Is God right-handed or left-handed?
Well, now, wait a minute.
The Lord has to be left-handed
How's that?
because Jesus sits on his right.
Oh, well, now,
Joking.
it's interesting because the sheep also are on the right.
Right.
Interesting. That's just tuck that away in your little brain there for that chance you might need it again.
You can ask him when you get there.
Ask him when he gets there. But okay, so now he's depicting that about when the Son of Man comes in his glory and his angels, and he's sitting on the throne, and all the nations will be gathered before. So now we have this separation that's taking place between the sheep and the goat. And he says to those on the right that they've done a great job. To come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. I think that's an important statement. Come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. Something that has been prepared from the very beginning, that was prepared for those who follow the Father. And they do it. They only do it when he's looking. Not according to this, because they were faithful and did these things to the
Least.
It's
to
their life.
the least. Do what?
It's their life.
It's their life, and they don't ask questions, and they don't say, "Are you worthy?" They just do it.
And they don't say, I didn't sign up for that.
Yeah.
I'm not on that team. That's not my job.
Yeah, that ain't my job.
My three most,
Write her name down on your deacon list, you know that.
yeah, my that's the 4 words I can't stand the most. That's not my job.
It's not my job. Make it become your job.
Oh goodness, that's not my job.
Make it become your
You wasn't
job.
in a union.
No.
That's a union talk.
Yeah,
I tell you now,
Guess what?
I wouldn't
I
dare
bet
say
God
that to
don't
my
like
wife.
yeah, that's,
God don't either.
yeah,
If you get put in the right situation at the right time, you gotta step in there and do it. Not
Yep.
wait for somebody else.
So then you've got the king that replies to those on the left. So they've already been separated out, and he tells the ones on his right, because of what they've done, what are they allowed to do?
Inherit the kingdom that has been prepared for them from the foundation of the world.
Yeah.
And
So,
in the end,
yeah, take the inheritance prepared since the beginning of the world, and then to the ones on his left, depart from me, you who are cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. Ouch. That's just not a place I would choose to be.
I want to be on the right side.
For I was hungry, you gave me nothing to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger, and you did not invite me in. I needed clothes, and you did not clothe me. I was sick and in prison, and you did not look after me. When I read that, I think about the one who had the one bag of gold. He chose to do nothing. He didn't. He chose to not do anything. I'm just going to bury it in the ground.
I'll be a Christian.
I will do, you know, what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not doing anything else.
Not my job.
It's not my job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just hear that. I hear that when I read that that depiction, because they ask the same question. When did we see you like this? Well, what does that sound like? That sounds like one of these servants who knew when his he knew that when his master came back, he needed to be looking good and everything in order. But his master was delayed in coming back, so he had a choice to make. Am I going to keep doing what I'm supposed to do, or am I going to go and drink and hang out with the rest of the crew? That's the parable, or this talking about the day and the hour unknown. But when they asked that question, where is it? They will also answer, Lord, when did we see you thirsty or hungry or a stranger or needing clothes or sick or in prison and did not help you? Why didn't they help?
Had other things to do.
Yeah. They thought they had.
So did the first group that said,
They had to prepare for the feast or something, you know? They had to prepare for the king. They were just too busy.
it's just interesting because they both asked the exact same question. When did we see you like that? And the ones who we said it's their lifestyle, they just didn't ask the question. They just did it. But the ones who have asked that very same question, who've been put on his left, who've been called what?
Blessed.
No, the ones on his
Oh,
left.
on his left. No, cursed.
Cursed. Depart from me, you who are cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. How is that different than the first group? Come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world.
And share in my joy. Share in my world.
Yeah, and this one is
What I
saying,
prepared for you.
yeah, but this is also a place, something prepared for those who will not, who won't do anything.
Prepared.
It says, depart from me, who are cursed, into the eternal fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me nothing to eat. Thirsty, you gave me nothing. You know, it says, prepared for the devil and his angels. You're being,
Pushed away.
yeah, well, you're just being included in that group. It's awful.
Which means eternal separation from God.
Because both of them are eternal.
It's
But-
not something that's temporary, it's just for a short time. It's forever and ever, it will not end.
Yeah. But the thing that gets me is the little common pieces that you can kind of see from some of the other parables that we've looked at. And you get little glimpses and you're like, that kind of sounds like that one, or this person, or that person, or that group.
But this describes us too today, because all of
Sure.
this is about life needs, basic needs and everything. And we tend to take them things for granted because we think they're a given. You know,
Well, you look at what the first century church did on, after the day of Pentecost, what did they do? They sold their possessions and they
everything they had, and
divided
gave to
what
the
they
needy
had
as
between
needed. Yeah.
everyone else so that no one would be in need of anything.
Yeah.
I can't look and say that we do the same today, because which one of us would sell all of our possessions and share them with everybody?
Yep.
That's just,
Yep. When you start to make the comparisons, you make the comparisons and you say, it's easy to see that story over there. Well, what if that story is you looking in the mirror? And our attitudes, our words that we say or use, or our thoughts and how we approach, well, somebody else is going to do that. So-and-so will
That's
take
somebody
care
else's
of that.
I've been put in the right situation at the right time. I have the opportunity. That somebody is me. And I need to do what I can while I can.
Yeah. Yep. And that's,
And not that you can do everything, but you can try your best to do
That's
what you
right.
can
Do
in
what you
every
can with what the
situation.
Lord has given me.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, you do it and not think about it,
That's
really,
right.
most of the time. I mean,
It becomes a habit.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good habit,
It's your
though.
life.
Yeah. But
I kind of look at it like this: divide and conquer. Give to others what I have, and I still conquer. I found out I don't need all I had to start with, because I become wasteful when I
It
get
wasn't
too
mine to
much.
start with.
No, that's the way I say it.
God gave it to me to take care of.
Right. And that's to give
Yeah.
it away to
Yeah.
others who need it even more than I do.
Yep. Which, yeah, which applies to, or, you know, is, you see some of those in these others, the very same type of things. That's about choices and decisions and lifestyle. All of these have to do with how we live our lives. And, you know, when you look at, this is the last, this is it. This is the last conversation that he has with his followers. And so, you know, until he raises from the dead and he sees them on the other side, per se. But he's finally telling them all of the things that he kept saying. It's not time. It's not yet. We're not there. Well, now we are. And he's man, even back, you remember when the Transfiguration, even then, he was starting to show and tell them what's going to happen to him. And they're like, no, it's not. And so, so it's getting closer and closer. But it's a real, it should really speak to us. It spoke to them, obviously, surely, but it should also speak to us.
They didn't really know what was gonna happen. We know what happened. That's right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we should have better thought process in it.
You would think we should, but we don't always, do we? I mean,
We try hard.
We've got such an advantage because we have the written word. We have it all now.
we do.
There's nothing else to add to this. In fact, we're warned about
Adding,
adding
yeah,
anything to it or taking anything away from it.
yeah.
So that's a huge advantage we have over what they have.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I've completely forgot about the questions. But I think it's important. I think it's important to keep all of these together because I think there's a reason. I think there's a reason why there's no, at least in mine, it's red text for those last two chapters. So what does it mean that the Son of Man will come in his glory and sit on his glorious throne?
Well, if you look at the verse that follows it, it looks like when the Son of Man comes in his glory, he's coming for the judgment.
Yeah, because there's going to be the gathering of,
Gather all the nations
It says, all the nations will gather.
and separate them.
Raising the sheep and goats.
And nobody's gonna be absent from it and be able to give an excuse for why they can't be there.
Well, you
They
won't be
will
able to
there.
hide. Yeah.
yeah, there's no,
And you know,
No
it's,
hiding.
That's right.
I'm looking, I'm kind of looking, well, the imagery of sheep and goats, you know, it says, why do you think Jesus used those? And, you know, Mark gave some good examples about sheep versus goats.
yeah, I think you gave a really
Thing is,
good,
that's what the people back then had, was sheep and
Yep.
goats. They understood.
they
knew
could
how to
really
take
relate
care
to
of
that.
them.
Yeah,
And they knew one of them was hard-headed and everything.
Stubborn.
Yeah, stubborn.
yeah. And that, you know, that also relates to us.
Right. But
Some of us are followers and some of us are hard-headed and won't listen, you know.
But it makes me think that God and Jesus are the shepherd, and they call their sheep by name, and the sheep know them too when they're called. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, sorry. I started all the way at the back. Boy, I've just botched this
Well,
whole.
those are usually better than,
Well, that's weird because the.
Oh, you said
No, I
that-
did
you
start.
started first.
Okay, sorry. But personal reflection seems like is usually, I thought, more at the end. Why don't we come back to that? And let's look at the living out. Well, they actually go together. Never mind. Personal reflection. How do these verses challenge? Sorry. How do these verses challenge your understanding of what it means to follow Jesus? I think one of the things when it talks about how do these verses challenge your understanding of what it means to follow Jesus is we don't know. When we're dealing with people, we don't know whether they are authentic, whether they're lying to us, whether they're telling the truth. We don't know if they have really nothing or if they have
More than I have.
more than I have. We don't know. But we still, according to what we just read about those who said, well, because both groups said, when did we see you? Because the first group is saying, you know, I would have even gone over, done more. The second ones are saying, if we had known it was you, we would have done something.
What's that Dolly Parton Christmas song?
Not the coat of many
No,
colors.
she's waiting. She's waiting for the Lord to come. And she gets a knock at the door.
You know the song?
I don't know that.
You're close to Dolly Parton. You know Dolly.
Don't you?
Don't like this.
Yeah.
That's what he told me.
That's what he told me too. He saw her.
But you
Well,
don't.
I heard
You know what I'm? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? The first group would have said, if we had known that was you, we would have even gone further out of the way to do whatever we could to help. But the second group is saying, well, if we'd known it was you, we would have done something. But we didn't know it was you, so we didn't do anything.
That way you're picking and choosing.
You're picking and choosing for sure. To me, when it says, what do the actions of the sheep reveal about the relationship? And then why are the goats surprised? It's those two very things. It's their relationship. One has a relationship, one does not.
Well, if you're filled with the Lord's compassion, you look at every person as the person that Jesus died for.
Yes,
Yeah.
no matter what their
Yeah.
situation is.
Was it Mother Teresa that said that you see the face of Jesus in every person that you should, every person you encounter, you see the face of Jesus, and that's
That's
along
where we
those
should
things.
live.
Yeah. Bunch of little Jesuses running around. So how do these verses challenge your understanding of what it means to follow Jesus?
You can have an opinion and say something.
Yeah, Larry.
We'll let you.
Yeah, Larry.
Yeah,
Don't-
I'm kind of remembering, there was a book I read by Greg Rochelle one time that was talking about the same stuff.
Yeah.
And he kind of told us to look back and think about how many times somebody came up to you and asked for food. Or how many times somebody asked for money and you turned them away. You know, was that somebody God sent to you?
Yeah.
And it's like, no matter what their intentions are, we're all going to answer. And it's better to give if they don't need.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause they'll answer for that and you don't have to.
Exactly. I love Greg Rochelle. I love reading his books.
Yeah,
He's
you
just-
can,
you can't put them down.
you can read the same book 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, and see new things every time. That's a great point, Larry. You're right. Let's see. When have you seen Jesus most clearly in the least of these? When have you seen Jesus most clearly in the least of these?
I think it was for us when we went to North Carolina with those Christmas baskets. And people they invited us into their home. They didn't know us. We were 3 people standing on the porch, you know. They had no idea who we were. but no, come in.
Let me tell my story.
You know, they invited us in.
Yeah. Yeah. And you feel like they gave you more than you gave them.
Oh, gosh, yeah, you
yes.
come back
Yeah.
very humble.
You feel like you gave they gave you way more than you gave them, and that goes back to it's the way they're living their life. That's the way they live. Which of the acts Jesus mentions, feeding, clothing, visiting, welcoming, do you find the easiest to practice, and which is the most challenging? What I have observed is feeding, clothing, visiting, and welcoming are some of the easier things to do. It's the talking to and having conversation, or sometimes it makes us uncomfortable, or we're feel awkward and like we don't know what to say.
You mean like when you see someone in need?
Yeah.
Because you're afraid that you're going to say the wrong thing. You don't want to say something that may not
Offend
meaningly
or
put someone down.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, you may see someone that needs clothes, and you're afraid, well, if I offer them clothes, are they going to be offended?
Feel like I'm judging them because of their situation, or passing a judgment on them.
Right.
Yeah.
I find the best thing to do is say, is there any needs you have? Don't
Just ask.
Don't assume, whatever.
The best story
Sometimes you
was-
might not want to hear the answer, but you do it and go on because you ask.
That's true.
The best story was when my daddy went into Romania on those first trucks.
Mm.
And they got out of the truck at this stop, and the man said, Daddy always wore corduroy pants. It was cold, And the man said he felt of them, and he was like, oh man, those have to be so warm. Daddy got in the truck, took them off, and handed them out the window. And then he told the guy with him, he said, get in the back of the truck and find me some pants to put on, please, because I don't have, but they did. And he said the little Romanian put them on right there and went off just as happy as he could be.
Yeah. I do remember, I've heard it,
Him to just stand up and say, I'll go.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
at 80,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
80-something years old. Yep.
And we heard stories for weeks and weeks from his trip over.
Well, see, this was way before I even came here, but I
Okay.
heard the stories and I was like, and he just touched my heart
Yeah.
forever after
Well.
that. Whenever I,
Tom and Angie Lane,
yeah,
it touched their heart.
oh yeah,
And
to go and do.
To go and do.
It ain't gonna touch me that much because I won't leave the country.
But I mean,
God, it'd have to be pushing
Tom
me
was
out
like,
the door to make
Tom
me.
was like, Tom was not. I mean, Tom was a school teacher,
Yeah,
and he got out of teaching because the classrooms were just getting crazy. And he had his own business. He had a business buying and selling used washers and dryers, and he'd fix them just like his dad did
Oh,
with
really?
refrigerators and stuff. And he had his own business, very successful at it.
his
yeah.
dad's been in my house.
So, but it touched Tom's heart to the point where they went to Tom and Anita and said, we want to go, we want to do. And they did. And that's how they wound up in
Fred planted that seed.
Romania, in both Bucharest and Aradia.
Aradia.
It's how Tom got associated with World English Institute, who he is now the president of World English Institute. All of those things because of
Fred.
Fred
Well, and
saying, I want to go.
And Linda's sitting
Wow.
there telling my brother, saying, "Make him sit down, do something, make him sit down. He's not going." Fred said, "What am I supposed to do?"
He went,
Yeah, but
didn't
he had a free ride over there and back from the government.
he? Yep.
Your dad.
Well, he did, but,
Yeah.
But
well, I
still,
mean, the
but
church
to
in
stand up and
England
say,
was,
I'll go.
the
Yeah.
church in England was sponsoring
Yeah.
the trip.
Yeah.
Yes, but,
But I asked my dad, I go,
I
how's he
mean,
getting
there was
over there?
wasn't there
well,
some
he was already
rules?
over
Dad said
there.
he just goes and jump on the plane,
Yeah.
rides one going over and one coming back.
Yeah, but there's a whole lot of stuff that has to take place between the time you land
But
and the
he-
time you
he
fly
was a
back.
lieutenant colonel and he got
But
it.
no, he had to buy his tickets to go. He did not ride for free.
He did.
No, he bought his tickets to go to England and Romania, yes.
Because he was over there when he said he would go, correct?
He was in England when he
Yeah.
signed up to go, yes.
Yeah. All right. So living it out on the other side
Living it out.
of the page. Living it out. Let's just look down through and see if we can pick one or two from each of these. Well, we just answered the second one under living it out. In what ways can small everyday actions have eternal significance according to this teaching? We saw a small act, of saying, I want to help, has led to so many people who have come to know the Lord.
Churches being developed.
Churches being, planted and developed, and leaders, all of those things. This very same with Tom and Anita and Tommy. Tom and Anita, by going to Liberia, your son spends 3 years there, and your daughter spends 3 years there, and now your daughter and her husband have been missionaries in Kenya. They were missionaries in Kenya for, I forgot how many years. Was that over 10?
Somewhere.
And then Tommy, a missionary in Ghana, West Africa, seven years, I think. All of those are coming from people who say, send me,
Yeah, send me.
I'll do it. I want to help.
Send me to North Carolina.
Yeah, send me to North Carolina.
Really?
Absolutely. Micah 6:8 says we are to do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with God. What does it mean to do justice in everyday life?
The Proverbs chapter 3 verse 3 says, let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them around thy neck. Write them on the table of thy Lord.
Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
You can't have mercy and justice
Mm-hmm.
without, or mercy and love
Without justice.
without justice.
Yeah.
And the greatest
Yeah.
commandments, love.
Yeah. Doing justice is doing what's right. What is
Just
right?
as.
Yeah.
Just as justice.
Just
And,
as.
and sometimes it may not be considered a feel-good thing to us, but right is right, whether we feel good about it or not. Yes, and we should always do what is right and serve God and please Him, no matter how small an act it might be.
And in order to do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly with God, doing justice sort of goes back to what we talked about at the beginning of this lesson, talking about it's a way of life. It's how you're living your life so that you see that's an injustice.
Right.
That, that is it's unfair treatment of a person or a group or whatever, and speaking up and saying, is that right? Is that fair to do that? Or is that, those kind of things. Seeing what is right and if it's not right, trying to affect change towards making something or helping something be right. Let's see. Injustices. What injustices do we see in our community or world today? Mark mentioned one, and it had to do with I forgot what it had to do with. You remember he said that's injustice.
Well, I remember him saying people becoming homeless and being on the streets because they couldn't pay KCDC
Oh.
for their rent or whatever.
Yeah, pain. That's what it was.
At Northgate, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it was.
I remember that.
With no grace period or warning or anything like that, because they used to always didn't they used to always at least give some kind of a grace period. Do you remember if they did that over there at Northgate? If they ever had a grace period, like if you couldn't pay your rent on
No such thing.
no such thing.
I just can't imagine that though, not even having a grace period if someone comes up short at the end of the month.
Because
Yeah.
those are people that are living on the lowest,
Form of income.
or no income or off of.
Yeah.
Have they changed the residency requirements?
Changed to, it has to be 65 and older or 60.
Well, they say that's implied, but depending on the circumstances.
Because they did put some people out that,
Oh, yeah.
It
If you
didn't
don't
meet-
pay your rent, you got
that
30
they
days.
put people out that didn't meet those requirements or something too, didn't they?
Well, they don't let them in to begin.
Yeah.
They what?
They don't let them in to begin.
Oh, okay.
You have to be a certain
But-
age. And that's not all cases. It's just the.
Probably a case by case. Kind
Well,
of.
KCDC, you're in individual homes
Yeah. Okay.
at a, whatever.
Like a prorated or
Well, it's according to,
sliding
So,
scale or
yeah,
whatever.
sliding scale.
Well, they have their own version of the good old boy clientele.
And that's what's sad too.
Yeah.
You know, if they know you, they make exceptions.
Or you know
They
somebody.
They don't apply that exception to every person.
Yeah. True. Okay.
It's not level across the board. It's just.
Okay, the last, because it's, we have 5 minutes. So this broader themes. Does anyone jump out at us? And this passage fit with the rest of Jesus' teachings. How can we as Christians respond in ways? What does this parable teach us about the relationship between faith and works?
That's what I was looking at. Because if you have faith and you know God is God, the works will come. And you'll do, and people will know you by your fruits and how you treat people and how you live your life.
Paul had a few things to say about faith, didn't he? Faith and works.
James especially, faith without works is dead.
Yep.
Yep. And so there was a lot of teaching about believing that just because you have faith, then
You don't
faith
get it
alone.
and then lay on the couch.
Well, it's that same thing about burying the,
About what?
about burying the one.
Yeah.
Well, they'll take the verse where it says, "You are saved by grace through faith, and not of yourselves. It is the gift of God, not of works, lest anyone should boast." So, a lot of people take that and say, "Well, I don't really have to do anything because the works don't really keep me from getting the grace of God." But then they miss that important part. You are saved by grace through faith. And faith is works. You can't do enough works to earn salvation.
Right.
But you do the works anyway, because that's why we're created.
It's a part of your, it is a result of your faith, yeah.
Galatians chapter 6, verse 2 says, to bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of God. Not a law, not some law, but the law.
It's a thank you response for what God
Loving
has
God and
done
loving
for
others.
me.
Yeah.
God gave his son for me.
Yeah.
And God gave his son for us, and he wants us to give for others too. You know,
Exactly.
yeah, to do as he has done.
Yeah.
Your heart is essentially circumcised with God in a spiritual sense.
Yeah. And so when you talk about this relationship between faith and works, they are like this. They are like this. I mean, they are
You can't divide them.
one. You cannot separate them out. And you never see, it talks about faith or works.
It's always,
You never see faith or works. It's always faith and works. They are both a part of that.
If you have one, you have to have the other too.
And so I really think, you know, it's going to take more thinking than my little noggin can do. But the relationship between all of these things that we've looked at the last 3 or 4 weeks I know there's more there, you know.
but you think, you go back to the virgins, you have to have the faith to prepare for what's coming. And then you have to, you know, and then the sowers, you know, they had to do something to earn into that joy with God.
To be able to participate. They
To be able to
participate with them, yeah.
Yes. And then, you know, you come to the sheep and the goats, why didn't you? Well, you know, I didn't see anybody hungry. You know, I didn't see anybody that needed a coat when I was sitting, you know, in my coat with my mittens and my glove and my heater on, and, you know, I didn't see anybody that needed
Or if we
something.
saw you and we thought then we knew it was you,
Yeah.
we'd have done something.
Yeah, you
But
know,
otherwise, I ain't good.
But
yeah, you know.
we didn't think it was you, so we didn't do anything.
We were going to do Christmas baskets one year, and there was a younger lady standing there, and was saying, "Well, we need to identify some people," and she said, "I don't know anybody that would need a basket, a Christmas basket," and she literally did not know anybody in her realm of people that she knew that needed a
They
basket,
had a need. Yeah.
and she was ashamed about it.
Well, it's a bit convicting. It's a little convicting when you realize, wow, the people that I hang out with and know
Really
are
guilty.
like kind of like me
Yeah.
and not like anybody else, you know.
But at
We're
the
all
same-
guilty of doing that at
You know,
times.
even
You know, Romans says that professing themselves to be wise, they became as fools.
Right.
They're there. They're still there. You're just overlooking.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You're not looking for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
for
Oh,
it.
yeah, they're all, I mean,
Right.
They're in your life.
And I
You
was gonna
just
say, yeah,
turn another
just
way.
because you don't know them
And it's,
personally or anything.
what's crazy
or
is sometimes
don't
when
have
you,
contact with them all the time, don't mean they aren't out there.
right,
Yeah.
yeah,
There are people in this church that could use food.
every day. Which, you know, number one should break our heart.
It should.
Should break everyone's heart, you know. But also, it's to open eyes, open people's eyes to say, what?
Yes, that someone that comes into this building
is hungry.
is hungry, cannot go to the store and buy groceries.
Luke tells us Given it shall be given thee, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall man give into your bosom, for with the same measure that you meet withal, it shall be measured to you again.
Absolutely.
I've never lost by helping anybody. I don't think you lose by helping people. And I'm not saying financially or whatever,
Yeah.
you don't lose
Right.
in general.
Yeah.
I'm not saying.
Well, I like to think that the things that you give away on earth is what you take with you to heaven.
It's what?
Is what you take with you to heaven.
Yeah. Yeah, that, you take that blessing.
Yes, yes,
Because it's a blessing to
that
help.
joy, that
Joy. Ain't nobody gonna steal my joy.
exactly.
Ain't gonna happen.
Ain't gonna happen.
Galatians tells us in chapter 5, the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, and temperance. So that's supposed to be the fruit of your spiritual rebound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think we're
It's accurate.
over. So, well, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah, great watch.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you. I'll set this up here.